Hello and welcome everyone to Cybercast episode 100, the Transformer Video Podcast. Sorry about that, but my name is Josh, also known as G1 Hextron, and I'm joined with my co-host Jaim, also known as Victory Saber 77. We're joined with a guest, Omnigonix. What's going on, man?
Oh, nothing much, man. Just chilling out with my bros, I guess.
Cool. It's been about 4 or 5 months since we had you on last time, and gave us a little bit of information about Spin Out, some possible future repaints and stuff like that.
Yeah. Hang on. There we go. Technical difficulties.
Yeah, man, Google's kind of messed this whole thing up. So we've had tech issues the past 3 weeks. But anyways, where can people find you, man, as far as like social medias and follow your work?
Yes, well, we've got the Facebook page. Just do a search for Omnigonix. You'll find a pretty little avatar there. You'll know that's us. Also, if you have any questions, you can email omnigonix@gmail.com, and I'll get back to you in a timely manner.
And I'll make sure that I put those in the description after the video goes into video form as well, so you guys can find those easily. So, Jaim, what about shows and other shout-outs and stuff like that?
Yeah, we have a couple of other shows. We have the Aftercast, which will be airing at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, a couple hours after the Cybercast here on my channel, where it's just a bunch of Transformers fans talking anything and everything Transformers and anything else that comes to mind. We also have the eBay show, which airs once a month on Thursday on G1 Extron's channel at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, and we'll let you guys know when the next show will air again. And we have some other things going on. We have the new Transformers RID episodes 11 and 12 streaming now on G1 Extron's Facebook page. He also has the new trailers for the new upcoming 007 Spectra, I believe it's called, and the new Mission Impossible trailer is also there. So go check those out, see what those are all about. And some topics for the end of the Cybercast, we're going to talk about Combiner Wars Brainmasters, and we're going to talk about Star Saber. The Masterpiece Star Saber just came out. We're getting that in hand here in the United States, so we're going to dive into that a little bit, and also just kind of further at looking at the Masterpiece line in general with all the exclusives and everything that's been going on, like with Exhaust, and there's knockoffs out there, just trying to be a collector of that line, and just kind of diving into that topic. And we also have the collection spotlight. We're going to be spotlighting Dalton today, Daltinius TFs. We're going to be looking at his collection, which is going to be sweet. And if you guys want your collection to be spotlighted on the Cybercast, just email Josh at g1hexatron@gmail.com and keep your pictures maybe between 10 to 20, and just tell him what you want to be referred to, just so we can give you credit, your real name, alias, Twitter, YouTube, whatever it may be. And if you guys have questions for Omnigonix, please just put questions before you write your question so we can kind of just pick it out really fast. And if you guys want to have questions later on to be answered, just you can just type those later. And then I think that is about it for me. So you can find me, Victory Saber 77, YouTube and Twitter.
And you already mentioned the Robotech as well?
Oh, God, I forgot about that. Yes, man, Robotech.
Those fans were excited about this. So.
Yeah, Robotech is coming live-action movie. Sony got the rights to it. It's going to be directed by Michael Gordon, and I'm really excited for that.
Not Michael Bay.
Really,
so.
Yeah, not Michael Bay, and really kind of curious what the whole storyline is. Is it going to be the Do You Remember Love, or are we going to go, into a different, maybe futuristic or from that story arc or whatnot? So I don't know. And just to see the SDF-1 on screen, that's going to be cool. It's going to be in there. So what?
I was just saying, what a good episode to have me on, because I have quite an opinion on that.
All right.
Shall we say?
Oh, we'll go before we move on then. You can talk about Robotech. Michael Gordon, to just kind of give you guys a little idea of what he's worked on. He worked on 300 and also G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra. So.
As the writer or the director? I'm sorry, I haven't clued into
as far as doing the script.
Oh, okay.
So I have all the information that is posted on the Facebook page, the G1 Hextron, if you want to read up on it more. But I just wanted to kind of grab those little nuggets there. I kind of skimmed through it a little bit as well.
Okay.
Now, what were you wanting to say about Robotech movie?
Oh, okay. Well, where do I start? Last time we spoke, which I can't believe it was that long ago, to be honest, but last time we spoke, I told of my love of Macross.
Yes.
And of course, as we all know, that Robotech was it was a mishmash, a Frankensteining of 3 different anime. And when I was younger, that's how I did fall in love with the whole franchise. But for some reason, I always loved the first third. With I hate to say, it pains me to say, with Rick Hunter,
Yeah.
aka Hikaru. But as I grew older, I discovered more, and then I fell in love with the other Macrossi? The other Macross series. And I can't. And then there's the whole Harmony Gold fiasco, which I won't go into because it's all over you can find it. But I have no doubt that, as we've seen with other franchises, I guess, childhood franchises, there's only a passing resemblance to whatever the source material may be. So I have no doubt that they'll butcher it. And of course, the iconic design of the Valkyrie by Shoji Kawamori. I honestly think there is nothing you can do to improve that design or make it better. But they will, for Hollywood's sake.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. It might be really cool. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, we got Space Battleship Yamato a couple of years back, live action movie, but it was filmed in Japan and stuff. But I think they did a really good job with that, bringing it to modern, in a modern sense, Hollywood, look. But yeah, I'm curious to see the whole Robotech.
Well, I did see that movie, and I was like, oh my god, this is what they need to do. And I think that's a very Japanese aesthetic and approach and appreciation of the source material. But
yeah,
I mean, with the whole Robotech thing, it's seen through the eyes. It's been through several different iterations. So I'm assuming that the live action Robotech will be an adaptation of the butchered cartoon mishmash. So even though I would love to see it faithful to Macross, it just, I don't think it will be, because there's all these other factors involved. But as long as we get some sweet ass Valkyries fighting some Quedlin Rows and giant Zentradi squishing people, that'd be cool.
Yes. And if we get a good marketing toy line, I'd be all over that also.
Oh yeah. I mean, I didn't even think about that part, but. Before we get into the spotlight here with our guest, I wanted to mention a couple other things as far as the news goes. In BotCon, they announced Frank Welker is going to be one of their guests. There's going to be, from what I was gathering from the BotCon Twitter, and so I hope this is 100% accurate, is there is your regular passes, like your
Primus package.
Yeah, Primus package, all the other little stuff, Minicon. And then you have Golden Ticket, which is what Dakota was going as. And that kind of got you everything. Well, there's the Golden Ticket, but then there's kind of like this Frank Welker experience that's a little bit extra. So he's like, there are some things that are included with the Frank Welker, where I guess meeting him, that is included with the Golden Ticket. It used to be everything was like, just get Golden Ticket and you get everything. But now there's Golden Ticket, and then there's
the VIP.
Also the VIP, the Frank Welker experience, where you get to do more stuff with Frank, which wow.
Do you have to sign a waiver? Does he hold your hand? Does he give you a hug? Does he whisper sweet nothings to you? And
I already thought that the Golden Ticket was a little bit expensive, but you talk to a lot of people that did the Golden Ticket, and they're like, it's totally worth it, So it seems like one of those things where it should have been included with the Golden Ticket, but maybe it just costs so much because it is Frank Welker that they had to compensate somehow, with the money and stuff like that. So
yeah, you get a professional photo with him. You also get an autograph. You get to, I don't know if it's a closed panel of just with him in there, and there's some other perks with it. It does kind of, disappointing if you do go Golden Ticket that you're not going to get that extra experience. But it is Frank Welker. Regardless of Transformers, it's Frank Welker. Frank Welker's done so much if you look at his resume, and it's really kind of cool.
Maybe you
to
could
actually
request
see.
that he does the Totoro roar or the. Did he do Dr. Claw, or am I completely off there?
Yeah, I think you did, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Inspector Gadget.
But they
You
did
could
the same
request-
thing with Peter Cullen when Peter Cullen last year went to what was it, the Texas Con, that they had the Peter Cullen package,
Yeah.
and you had to go through his little entourage and everything else. And I see it justified with Frank Welker. I'm a huge Frank Welker fan, but it's kind of disappointing that when we went to BotCon last year, 30th anniversary Transformers, 20th anniversary of BotCon, and I loved the guests there, Susan Blue and everyone. But man, it would have been a really nice time to have Frank Welker there, and opposed to this one. And okay,
The only way to kind of relate it to is you go to an amusement park and there's a lot of rides that you like, but the main big roller coaster is shut down that day.
Yep.
It's like you're still going to have fun because there's like a ton of stuff to do and there's a lot of fun rides, but it's that main roller coaster that you really wanted to ride, that one's shut down for the day. That's basically the only way I can kind of explain it. But move on to some other stuff. We reported a while back that Hasbro and Netflix weren't going to be partnering up anymore as far as streaming. Well, now they agree to keep Transformer streaming, but it's only the Transformer Prime and Rescue Bots. So guys that were kind of like, they saw this and they were like, hey, G1's back. No, it's not. And so
you get your Rescue Bots.
Yeah, you get Transformer Prime and Rescue Bots. So there you go. Some more stuff in Transformers. Akiva, probably saying that wrong, Goldman is hired for doing Transformers Cinematic Universe. And what this basically means is, just like Star Wars, DC, and Marvel, Transformers will now have sequels, which we kind of knew already, and also spin-offs. So I'm not really sure what kind of spin-offs they're going to be doing here. Maybe because they have, I guess, their one main story, but maybe they have like a spin-off of Beast Wars. Maybe they, So I guess it's good for a lot of those other fans out there that are fans of more than just, I don't even call the Bayformers, G1. So that's not ours. But what do you think about that?
You're talking live action?
Live action is what I'm talking about here. So.
Wow, that's cool. Sharkticons, man, that's all I want. Movie about Sharkticons. And Wheelie. Wheelie against the Sharkticons. And hopefully the Sharkticons win.
Yes. I'll keep pulling for them. Also, I'd like to see how Hasbro we were supposed to get a null a while back. I guess that's still in the works. I haven't heard anything else on that, but we're supposed to get a little bitty null Legends figure. I'd like them to come out with like a bunch of little nulls or Sharkticons that we could just buy multiple things of. Just make them awesome, and we'll buy multiples. The last thing here is this third-party news. Sunday is the last day to pledge for Play With This 2, their Kickstarter. We're going to be taking a look at some of the colored prototypes. So if you are interested, you want to pledge, you want to help them get past that $80,000, I forget exactly where they were off, then that's how you can do it. Tomorrow, it's over. So, and that's pretty much all I have for right now. But Omni, the floor is yours, man. Share what you can share without getting in trouble and arrested.
I'll do as best as I can without getting myself in trouble. Well, news so far is that Spinout's due. It's scheduled for the end of May at this point. And to answer the thousands of messages, okay, that's exaggerating. The ton of messages I've got. I am not Keith. I am not KFC. KFC is simply the distributor for Omnigonix at this point. And as far as I'm aware, it's not a KFC or a Keith product, as in not made in the factory. What can I say about the release? Everything so far, it was a couple of weeks ago, I think, when we saw the pre-orders come up, it was a surprise to me. As most of you gathered, I guess, I am the designer of Spinout. I do all the PR, I do all the art, Manufacturing-wise, that's not me, I guess is safe to say. So there is some sort of delay in some information and the questions that you may have. It takes me a while sometimes to get to the end of that, and even then, it's sometimes the stuff I just can't really talk about, due to respect for the other people involved. But what I can say is that there are no test shots yet, because there simply isn't any test shots. There's no production pieces yet. The only thing, as far as I'm aware of, is the prototype. Which, hey, look, there he is right now, hanging out with Ultra Magnus and all the other Autobots right now. Some of the questions is a lot of people keep asking whether it'll have clear windows, and it's got, it's not see-through, it's black, it's blue, it's this and that. They're all renders, and any colored images that aren't from me are all digibashes by the awesome Transformers community, which I was quite surprised that they used one of those colored renders for the pre-orders, and then everyone, having a massive cry going, oh my god, it's got black windows that aren't see-through. As far as is planned, the windows will all be see-through, so it'll match his Autobot brothers. Still kind of here and there whether it should be black or a sort of a blue tinge, but that's something I'll discuss with the other people involved. What I can confirm is that there will be, for this release, one face, but there will be 2 ears. So we'll have, as far as I know, as far as I've championed for, there'll be just the standard face with the blocky chin part, which I think looks cool. And the 2 ears, the first ear will be, I might go on my Facebook and actually point out which ears, but one of the ears will be the IDW set, so the more sort of modern take, and the other one will be the more squared off G1 homage, not the super elfy ear roundy ones. And the other thing I can confirm is that, I'm just looking through my list. It's like I can say this, I can't say that. Oh yes, there will be one blaster, which is the hand attachment, which plugs into the end of his arm, and one pistol, which is kind of a huge pistol, but it's in the renders. He'll have one of those. And if Spin Out's successful and we do get to do the redecos and all that, I'll have a look at designing different attachments or different weapons. That's about as much as I can say right now. Unless you've got any specific questions, Josh, Jaim?
I've got one. You kind of showed this a while back, so I guess it's not any top secret news. But as far as repaint potential for these, forget what all ones that we saw. Was a police car.
There's a white police, and then there's a red.
Red.
Yeah.
Are those things that are all based upon how this one does, and what's going to actually have to happen to get those things, in our hands?
Well, I mean, if sales go well, sorry, I'm just recovering from a cold. If sales go well, then of course we're going to go ahead with at least Drift King, which is the red variation. And if he goes well, then the other two, it, of course, won't be in the same numbers. There'll be limited quantities, but we'll try for that.
So the white police car, forgot the name of it, but
that's because it hasn't been released.
That would be the third on the list, correct?
Yes, because I think everyone's seen the die clones, and I think that's one that would look really good in the collection.
Do you think that I don't know, have you been approached by any of these conventions, there's it wouldn't be BotCon because they're official, but like a TFCon or like a Comic-Con or any of the ones that are over there in Australia that kind of you see some third-party things there. Have you been approached by any of those? If you can share, and maybe if you would even consider doing something like kind of an exclusive, one of those ones that it's like kind of third or fourth choice is what I'm kind of getting at.
Yeah, I've been approached. I've got a few messages, but at the time there's just there's simply nothing for me. They're usually asking for a sample or a prototype they can show, but unfortunately I don't have anything to share physically anyway. But I mean, if there was some sort of call for that sort of thing, I would definitely consider it, and I'd pass it along, and we would weigh up the pros and cons of it. But I have thought about, and I've discussed with the other parties involved, or the other people involved, that I'd really like to do an exclusive cough chrome cough. You know what I'm saying?
That would be nice, yeah.
You can't see me winking, but I'm winking.
Not just getting over the cold. So.
No. But yes, I would like to do an exclusive if the opportunity arises, and it all depends on how well it does.
Yeah, I'm sure that a lot of things are going to pick up momentum as far as the buzz and being approached about stuff like that after the first one's released, spin-out's released, and we see the success of that, and then that's probably whenever a lot of them will start approaching and stuff like that. So that'd be kind of cool. You definitely want to get the yellow and the red because those are kind of your main, but it'd be nice to have the police car as well.
Yeah, I'd be aiming to get, especially with the red one, to have the original ears. I guess that was on the original toy, just to add a bit of variation on all of them. The grey one, I was thinking, the grey one that's all pixelated. You know what? Maybe I won't say. Moving right along.
Jaim, you got anything or any questions? We've got quite a few live viewers, and
for me, you answered the kind of the repaints. With the success of Spin Out, you do have some other projects, and I know you can't divulge into it, but you have other projects in mind, correct? That you
yes, I do. I've been ever since Spin Out wrapped up, design-wise, I have a few things that I'd like to see out there one day, but there are a few designs that are advanced in their design phase, I guess you could say. Got some rough mock-ups going, proportions, and my main intent is to have the bot mode as close as possible to what we all know and love, and where I can take liberties, without disrupting the whatever you want to call it, you know what I mean, without upsetting too many people.
Yeah. And staying within the masterpiece realm of size and everything.
Of course.
Okay.
I think last time I touched upon, for value for money, if you're going to pay that amount of money, you want something with posable fingers or something.
Yeah. Cool. Right on. Let's see if we have any questions.
I did see one thing. Someone, I'm not, who is Frank Welker? They thought it was Hugo. We're talking about in G1, Frank Welker was the voice of Megatron, and then in the '86 animated movie, it was Leonard Nimoy, and then it went back to Frank Welker.
Whoever that person is needs to hand in their Transformers nerd card right away.
Frank Welker also was Galvatron, Age of Extinction. So he came back as reprising his role from the G1, which is pretty cool. But yeah, there's no other questions there.
Okay, guys, Omni, you gonna stick around with us for a bit?
Yeah, sure. If you'll have me.
Absolutely, man. We're gonna go ahead and get into the collection spotlight and then the toy news. If you do have any questions, make sure that you put a question in capital letters before you type it out in the chat, and then we can address those. I don't know whenever Omni has to leave, but if they are Omni-related questions, then whenever he tells us that he's going to have to go, we'll go ahead and address those. He can answer those kind of rapid fire, and then we'll get into the later topics and questions towards the end.
So here you go. Ask away. Get those questions out there. Pick his brain.
All right. So as far as this episode's collection spotlight, we're going to be taking a look at Daltonian's TF's, or is it TF's reviews or just TF's? I forget.
Little D. It's all in it.
Little D. So, kind of collects quite a bit of stuff, and you'll know him from the Aftercast. He comes on Victory Saber 77's Aftercast pretty regularly as well. And man, yeah, you got some nice little custom with the Decepticon logos. Fans project.
Not this again.
No, I'm just joking. Yeah, he got these, and he's got some nice third-party stuff here.
Yeah, that's from Josh. The middle's from Dakota. Yeah, Dalton's come a long ways with his collection, which is really cool. He also has, I'm going to plug him right here, he's got Cartoon Mondays. He goes over some really classic 90s cartoons, and he's going to dive into anime and some other stuff like that, but it's really awesome.
Westerns, all types of stuff. So.
Westerns, yeah, there you go. Darkwing Duck's going to be coming up next, which is going to be cool. So.
Dalton, what is this stuff? What are those Bayformers?
Bayformers. We all have to have a little bit of Bay in our lives.
Not me.
Not too bad.
And then Dakota got them all into this BotCon stuff, and then Dakota's bailed.
Dakota bailed on the bot.
Just left them out there, yeah.
Yep. Good times though. That was a good BotCon. Dalton's first, my first. It was good. Glad these are PG or G.
No, what you got going on over here? Did you make this? You take pottery class, Dalton? What's going on here?
It's cool.
And nice masterpiece and stuff like that. I remember watching this review. Got those Pepsi cans.
That's one prime I don't have yet. Pick that one up yet.
The Pepsi?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he said that it's got to where you can put the 2 cans, or you could do a 20-ounce bottle.
Cool. Having them onto one side, battling each other. Nice. Poor Acid Storm, all by himself over there in the corner.
No, man, poor guy. He did something wrong. Like, I guess he fell off the shelf and was like going in the corner.
At least he's not turned the other way. He's facing the corner. Awesome. Still cannot find that Motormaster. Now you and Dalton has it. Now you found it, Josh. Can't get that guy. Ooh. Got some Beast Wars. Cool.
Oh, that's some animated stuff. And what is that? Armada?
Hodgepodge of a lot of stuff, yeah. Unicron Trilogy stuff.
No, I don't. Dude, my area expertise is G1, and then like some animated, and then masterpiece and third-party stuff. So.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to get this wind charger over that thing that they're trying to sell me in the store right now.
Got the GDO Cliff Jumper too. Nice. Key to Vector Sigma. Oh, Wreckers. There we go. Right on.
That's a nice little setup. Man, that takes up a lot of room too, though. It's pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
How do I? All right, now getting into the Transformer news. Where we always do this is we start off with the Hasbro, we get Takara, Masterpiece, third-party figures, and then the add-ons. So kind of starting out, this is probably the last time we'll bring these up. This is toward the younger demographic. These are these new, what is it, Cyber somethings, whatever. They're a little bit taller.
Real quick, we have a question for Omnigonix.
Okay, go. I'll go ahead and I'll just kind of scan through these.
Hangman EXE says, will the engine intakes on spinout be wider, or more closely, or to more closely mimic the look of the G1 cartoon? I ask, in robot mode, the intakes for the engine were very wide, he says.
No. It was very tricky to get it to integrate nicely, and also, I mean, they are the specific dimensions that they are because it's optimal balance between looking good in vehicle mode and robot mode and covering certain areas in vehicle mode. So I don't think I'll be changing them at all. I apologize.
Well, has it gone already into production? So can you do any changes? Or
No. Yeah, it's already got into production, so I can't really change anything now.
Yeah. All right.
I'm just laughing at people in the comments of this. Like, they're all adults, but they're getting mad that this is for kids. So I wanted to show it off. It's something new. So
packaging's really nice for those guys.
Yeah, but it's for kids. It's a step up from Rescue Bots. So you see, like grown men, they're like, I wish they quit doing this crap. You know?
Well, I mean, we're getting the commercials for the new Transformers show here, you know, on Saturday mornings. My son's like, Dad, I need this. And I'm like, psh. It's like you turn it in half and it's done. Where's the fun in that? He's like, oh, it's awesome. And I'm like, well, you know, it is marketed to him, so I guess, you know, what can you do?
And here you have the Warrior class Sideswipe and Jazz, which Warrior is very close to Deluxe, correct?
Yeah, that's their version of Deluxe.
It's just kind of dumbed down transformations.
Yeah,
at least it looks like it.
Yeah.
I think the marketing term is
not even the same color.
That Megatron you showed before, did I see somewhere that that's like Masterpiece tall? Not necessarily.
No, that was the Legends series version.
We got that a little bit later on.
Okay.
Oh, Slingshot.
Yeah, so we're going to be taking a look at Slingshot. Again, this is Hasbro. I got the Takara comparison and Hasbro, or Hasbro Takara comparison a little bit later on. But get a nice look at him. I actually prefer this one over the Takara.
That looks pretty good. What did I see? They released sneak peeks of the Rook and Streetwise comics, and they kind of divulge, even though it's already it's been out maybe or not, I don't know, but they divulge into Slingshot why he's not part of the Combiner Wars at first, that how Alpha Bravo kind of comes in there, which is kind of cool.
I did see some comic screenshots where it was like, well, here's Minosaur and the aerial bots. They're all coming in. They're like, all right, let's get them. And you see all these jets, and they have like fire coming behind them, like, you know, they're flying like at supersonic speeds. But then you have Alpha Bravo that doesn't have that, but he's like keeping up with everybody in his helicopter.
The little engine that could.
I meant to share it. I just totally forgot. It's funny that I forgot which one it was from.
It's on the premium Energon.
Yeah, just everyone is just like, you know, like supersonic, and then here's Alpha Bravo. He doesn't have any of that, but he's like keeping up, just steady with everyone.
Also really cool is if you happen to have the third-party TFC Uranos, Wing 3 Uranos set, those weapons, because they're 5mm ports, actually work with the Combiner Wars, so you can give them their more show-accurate weapons if you like.
Oh, nice. I wonder how much of this, because, you know, we'll look at Ultra Magnus here a little bit later, because like some people were pointing out on Ultra Magnus. I'll get into that, but you don't get what you see at like your New York Toy Fair or your San Diego Comic-Con when we get these first reveals, and they're all painted up and they look really good and stuff. Then they're like, okay, what can we afford? Well, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that color, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see what he looks like a little bit later on because he looks really good here. I like this.
Another quick question for Omni. Timo has a question saying, any plans for a con version of Spin Out in black and purple with a Viacon head sculpt?
Ooh, that's nice.
Well, you may remember I mentioned the grey one before.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
That could be a Decepticon, perhaps, maybe, probably, yes.
Cool.
And Wild Rider, or whatever his name is. What's his official name?
Oh God, what was it? It was
Exhaust Club.
something weird. Their stand-in name.
I love the head on this. It's very G1.
Yeah.
Now, I remember seeing him with a visor and mouth plate too in the G1 cartoon. So that one's fine though.
Yeah, I don't mind that one.
This is my favorite car out of all of them. I like the Streetwise too, the remold of him. That looks really good. He's my favorite Stunticon because he's completely nuts.
I like Dead End. Just cold, calculated, and doesn't care.
Oh, no, it's Dead End. Yeah, that is nuts. Yeah, this is my second. Yeah, Dead End. Also liked it because he was a. What was it? He was a 928 Porsche. All right, here we go with the Ultra Magnus. We see some in-package photos, and we can finally see what we're going to get. And people were saying on the Facebook page when they looked at this, and they're like, "Where's all that nice detail and stuff that we saw at New York Toy Fair?" And they said it looks like Ultra Magnus parked himself in the bad area of Detroit and got stripped down. The only thing missing is he wasn't sitting on cinder blocks.
Nice.
But yeah, now you kind of see what you're going to get, and it's definitely lacking some detail. Now it still looks nice, but that I think we saw at New York Toy Fair that kind of metallic paint. It was it just shined. It popped. This is a little bit lighter blue.
Another quick question for Omni. Timo asks, when is Omni product number 2 going to be announced or teased?
Well, having learned my lesson this time about the premature showing or reveals, I think not for a while. I'd like to say maybe halfway into this year, maybe in a couple of months. Who knows? We'll see what happens.
Cool.
And that's the thing with with third parties now is you guys got to kind of keep things close to the vest because as we've seen is like, oh, you're doing this, well, we're going to do this too, and we'll do this, and
and I think fair enough. No one can tell someone else what not to do. You just got to have that faith that yours is a not necessarily superior product, but a product that you're happy with and will be confident with. You know what I mean? It's
no, absolutely.
I'm happy with Spin Out, and if someone else decides to do one, then good on them.
Well, the way I look at it is, if you're a third-party designer and you don't have faith in your product, like you're not happy with it completely, then you shouldn't be coming out with it yet. You wait. If you wait until you're completely happy with it, and then people will see the love and care, and they'll probably enjoy it as well. But if it just looks like, well, let's see if we can make a quick buck here, no one's released this yet, then Transformer fans are not stupid.
You know what I'm honestly looking forward to, as strange as it may sound? I'm really looking forward to when it eventually gets, released and some of those stop-motion dudes get their hands on it, because I love that stuff, man. It's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
And just see what they can do with it.
Just to let you guys know, Dalton states that Wild Rider's other name is Breakneck, which
Okay.
that's really child friendly. So cool. Good job, Hasbro.
I better get my cutthroat name for the Terracon.
No kidding. If you're not going to do Cutthroat, but you do Breakneck, okay.
Might as well.
Yeah.
Anyways, this is the Platinum Edition Insecticons. I believe these are $79.99. Oh man, that's expensive. I think that's what they were going at Kmart. Wow.
Yeah, aren't these up for pre-order on ToysRUs.com, I think?
Yeah, they're up for pre-order at a couple other places as well. This is a pass for me. I've got the G1s, and I was like, man, maybe I'll pick these up, because I want to support the G1 stuff. I sound like a He-Man fan. It's like, well, I want to support the line. It's kind of like that. Yeah, I'm just like, don't let him hear that. But I want to support the G1 part of the line, and I want them to continue to come out with it. I don't want them to come out with the first couple, platinum editions of G1 and be like, these aren't selling very well. Those are the 5 things we had scheduled. Excellent,
Yeah.
Be thankful that they stuck to the original colors with this.
Oh yeah, true.
It's like,
man,
hey,
I'd like
remember
some
those
crazy
awesome
colors.
toys you loved as a kid? Well, we're gonna make them blue, tan, orange, red, and some other random color.
Some
Oh,
nice
heck yeah, man. I'd buy those then. I've already got these. But you get the little Energon cube here. These are the... Here's this dude again. Man, I'm so jealous of him.
Look how happy that guy is.
I know. He doesn't even know what these things are. He's not even old enough to remember.
Not the right demographic. It's
For the CEO's kid. Dad, I don't want these things. Just take them. That's your allowance, boy.
Yeah, I want, like some 30-something-year-old, messing with these,
stubble, beard, some sort of 80s iconic t-shirts.
Mustard on his shirt.
Just came upstairs from the basement. But
yeah,
it's pretty sad that Hasbro, went with this just for the fact that you can get the original G1s for a fraction of what you could get these guys right now.
You can get the reissue even.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah, pick your Takara or Hasbro reissue too. So it's just, I don't know. But this kid's or
but look, you
guys
get
having
this.
fun.
Man, that's not even a good Energon cube. They could have at least made those translucent. This looks like, man, it's like a little square piece of gum, dude.
Probably is.
So, anyways, moving on. I'm curious to
And
see what the
you would
prices
think
look
that
like.
because this is a Hasbro release, that those little Energon cubes would be bigger because of the choking hazard. I'm just throwing that out there. I mean, what kid's not going to want to think, oh, is this a piece of gum or a candy? Nope.
I mean, I would think so. It looks like there's like little, whenever, was it Bazooka that made them like little squares? I know they did the little flat ones, but they did squares too. No, man, that's what that looks like to me.
Icebreaker cubes. There you go.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So, anyways, getting into the officially licensed stuff, that's the end of Hasbro. Loyal subjects show that they're going to be coming out with these guys. So you can see some Dinobots, Constructicons. That looks like, is that Buzzsaw or no? Maybe that's Laserbeak. Trollbreaker, Hound, Sunstreaker, Wheeljack, and little Rumble Frenzy. Blitzwings. Man, he's a pretty cute little dude. Okay. So I believe these things have gone up for pre-order on a couple of different places. So I just don't like this little blind bag thing. Like if I was to get one of these, I'd be like, oh, you know what, that Blitzwing, I kind of like him. Or are they not blind bags? Boxes or whatever. I'm not sure.
I think they'd be blind. Just goes with the theme of them too. But personally, I don't know.
All the other stuff that they kind of have in like stores, I see Hastings has a lot of them. They're all blind bag stuff, and I'm just like, man, I don't want to deal with that. So, all right, this is by Go to Kia. This is their little SD Optimus Prime, and I'm not sure if this one is final or not. It looks it. So
Nice pose. Very Age of Extinction. Dark of the Moon. Looking. I don't know.
and he's the one that's going to be coming with the little bitty Optimus. There's some cute pictures
that's
in
cool.
here, so I wanted to show this off.
The gun's bigger than that truck.
See, this is the little truck is like his puppy, So yeah,
Just
he
about to rub his nose in it.
took off with his Matrix.
That's pretty cool. I like those. Those pictures are good.
Josh, you're into the super cute stuff, or you're not? I always forget. You either hate it or you love it.
Into what?
Like the super deformed stuff like this, the cutesy stuff.
Yeah, I like it.
He admitted it. He admitted it. We have it on video.
Well, I mean, you can look at all the thumbnails for
True.
the past year's Cybercast. I mean, you can definitely tell. I think the thumbnail for this one is like a Grimlock, like a deformed Grimlock, taking like a baby Grimlock away from Megatron and Optimus while they argue or something. Anyways, this is also by Takara. These are those little SD dudes. They got 3 new releases here. So you have the TF4 or Age of Extinction, Black Convoy.
Real quickly, Dustmite says he wants to thank Omnigonix for his hard work, and the figure looks fantastic. Sunstreaker or Spinout was always a favorite of mine, and can't wait for the release. Great job. And we also have Shelfwarmer saying, asking, do any of you guys have lawyers in reserves just in case Hasbro wants to start protecting their intellectual properties?
You'd think they would have started by now.
Yeah, you'd think.
I don't want to reveal too much about the structure of my organization, but
Just, my cabal, my underground third party.
I've got agents on the way to that guy's house right now. I'm just a lowly designer. I would leave that up to my partners in crime. Oh, that's a bad pun.
And now there's what's that knock at my door? I guess it would be what, Hasbro Asia or Hasbro? Oh no, there must be something in Australia. Hasbro AU
How
or
do
something.
you know? Let me tell you this. How do you know I haven't, just for decades now, practiced my Australian accent? Hey?
You're really good.
Maybe I could be from the Hablas Español, posiblemente.
Could be living in Texas too.
Oh,
Maybe somewhere.
hey, here's that mold you like so much, Jaim. They decided
Yeah.
to do it in black. This actually looks kind of good.
That looks better actually than the prime that I got. Oh, what up? Yeah. I don't know.
You don't like
There's
it?
something about that teal and that black. It looks really good.
Yeah. I was hoping that, and I don't know, I haven't really watched any of the Transformers RID, but it would have been cool that if they're continuing the story from kind of the Beast Hunters, Bumblebee's a new leader, no Optimus Prime, no Megatron, Starscream and such, it would have been cool to see Nemesis actually as the villain, the main villain, and actually have Peter Cullen voice him. And you get that, opposite effect that Bumblebee's taking on this kind of Prime-looking character. Would have been cool.
Here is the Hasbro version. So still in the Takara stuff, but I wanted to show. Take a look at Hasbro. Here is Takara. Look at the head. Look at the chest area, the paint, the legs.
Wow. Really?
Now, you agree with me? Because this is obviously a Takara one right here. You see all the white, and we already saw the Hasbro one. Again, the eyes different, the chest area right here, the legs different. Obviously, the thighs are white on this one.
That head sculpt's very GoBotsy.
I like the Hasbro over the Takara personally. So
Yeah. It seems that Hasbro's actually stepping up, or maybe Takara's dropped the ball. I don't know, but we saw that even with Megatron, the Legends, the Takara Legends Megatron, with kind of dropping some of the paint apps, I believe.
yeah, we've got that a little bit later on. So we can take a look at that.
We're seeing it again here with Slingshot, or what do they call it? Quick Slinger, the Hasbro name.
Look, there's already so many fake names out there that we got to try to memorize for all the third party. Now Hasbro, we got to remember y'all's fake names too. And you got your Takara Ultra Magnus.
Oh, that's just the Beast Hunters.
Yeah, but it's coming out for Takara again. Part of this
Darker paint apps.
Whatever they're calling this stuff.
Huh. Added some paint apps to the hammer. It would be nice if they would have continued down the actual handle and such, instead of just leaving it in a crappy gray plastic.
There's a lot of just gray plastic here. The front right here. I mean, they could at least painted that. That looks kind of ugly right there. It looks like this is supposed to continue around. Put some. I don't know.
It is a step up from the original Voyager class that we got in the Beast, or in the Transformers Prime, but still.
Is it?
Yeah, have you seen the original though? The original Voyager class. Then we got the Beast Hunters version.
I guess I don't remember.
Which with this mold.
This looks pretty bad.
So.
I guess I just see the name Takara on it, and I kind of expected just a little bit more. But.
Yeah.
And here's the Takara Legends that you were talking about earlier, and this is what they say. It has less red on the inner arms, so you still do have, or I'm sorry, right here. So instead of being red, this is now gray on these inner joints. There's now some gray, and I guess it's not fully red. I can still see red right there. And they remove some orange and purple and red chest detail. So you get less detail around here. There's red paint that was going around here. That's missing. And some other stuff in here. But added red at the sides right here to make it look a little bit more G1. So those are your changes.
Yeah. I don't think it's worth an extra $30 for that change.
You're looking at it right here. Here's the Hasbro. So you see that red. This was black on this one. The red right here, and the inner is all red right there. And then, if we could see it, this is gray instead of red. So those are your changes. It's not enough to pay a little extra for, in my opinion. So.
And I kind of like the red on the inside of his forearms. It just kind of gives a nice homage to the original G1 when he had the red inside the thighs, where he had the blue. You had the the different versions of the releases. So it doesn't bother me.
I think they missed a really good opportunity to get his arm cannon right. I think it wouldn't have made too much of a difference in tank mode, but I think one of those things with Megatron is that his arm cannon is a very distinct shape. And anything less than that is just like, it annoys me.
That's why I haven't bought this, is because of the arm cannon and also the legs. The way that they, on the joints that they click out on. They're either standing straight up or they slide apart too much. So that's why Polyon might be in the works.
You could only see my whiskers dancing. I'm looking forward to Apollyon.
And my friend said it looks really sweet at where they saw it at Emerald City on Comic-Con.
Yeah, I think Toy Dojo had that up. All right, getting into the Masterpiece stuff. Exhaust has started hitting everywhere. Now, the one thing that need to make clear is this isn't a limited figure. This is like a regular release. The only exception is cannot be sent to the States, America, from the e-tailers. You know, like you even go to. I went on several websites today, and it was like if you did pre-order this, then you will be refunded. We cannot ship to you.
Yeah.
So everywhere else in the world, it's game on. So I'm gonna have to get it somehow. Get some people in other countries to maybe order this for me or try to figure something out. This guy's going for a lot of money on eBay, and I think that's just people right now panicking because I believe it's going for like $150, $200 plus, and that is just way too much. And I think that's people panicking, thinking that this is like some type of limited thing, and they're not going to be able to get it. To where once the craze kind of dies down, you'll see people putting them on eBay because there were people buying extras because they knew that us in the States weren't going to be able to order it from an online retailer. We were going to have to try to get it secondhand, and that's whenever I think you'll see more of them on there, and we'll have some opportunities. So I think unless I run across a good deal or someone to help me out, that's what I'm going to do. I'm not paying $150, $200 plus for this because this is not limited. This is regular release.
Didn't it sell out though already in Japan?
They still have them up on Amazon Japan right now.
Cool. It is worth picking up though. Yeah, I like mine.
And I like this red detail going around here too. Little pinstripe stuff. And shut that down all the way, but.
And unfortunately, we'll never ever get this in the United States. Unfortunately.
What?
Just
no
because,
Hasbro release?
Yeah, I wish. Yeah, that's why like Robot Kingdom doesn't have it because they deal with Hasbro Asia, and they're not going to touch it either. I don't think. It's a really fantastic figure, and you know we blame Philip Morris, which yeah they're part of it, but it's what we have as far as there's a couple of laws in place here in the United States that prohibit tobacco companies, whether it's directly or indirectly, to
market through toys.
Yeah, I mean that's why we don't have any type of advertisement anymore, billboards, anything. Back in the day for Camel cigarettes, you had that, you know, the cool mascot Joe Cool.
Yeah, and he was a cartoon and stuff like that.
But yeah, even Disney. You look at Disney, what they're doing. They're pulling out a lot of the, smoking. I mean, I just bought 101 Dalmatians, and they changed the whole smoking to a different color and stuff like that for the re-release, and I'm like, wow.
Oh wow! So they're even going back and changing old stuff.
Yeah.
So what about the caterpillar in Alice in Wonderland? What is he doing?
Oh, I'm sure they're changing certain things. I mean, it's just kind of.
But that's not a cigarette, right? Am I right, guys?
It's a hookah.
So.
Well, here's some fans. This is credit to Bumble on TFW, and I tweeted this out, and I got like 50 retweets or something like that. But
that's great.
This is his response to to Philip Morris. You know what? And like I said in the tweet, you brought this upon yourself.
The kids smoking is cool.
So you got exhaust, lighting it up, and then.
You going, shut up, Omnigonix.
He's passing them around. You got Skywarp.
All the fembots think you're really cool, Skywarp.
You know what it reminds me of? I don't know if you guys have ever seen it, but Smokin' Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler, quarterback for the Chicago Bears. They just find him in like all these different poses, but they always like put like cigarettes in his mouth or in his hand and stuff. Like he'll be in the huddle and at least like giving the plays out, and he's got a cigarette in his mouth. So exhausted. I mean, this is one of the reasons why we couldn't have him in America, because he's obviously a bad influence on the rest of your masterpiece figures. So.
I have to keep mine away from my kids because I don't want them to be tempted.
I mean, look, even Magnus, and the worst one.
You were the best of us, Magnus. You were the best of us.
He's even hitting the little ones.
Even the little kids. But
yeah, but Bumblebee would do anything just to like get noticed.
Fit in. But this is going too far. Poor Ravage. Don't mess with the cats, man. Yeah.
That's good.
All right, so some news we got this week, and I was kind of freaking out a little bit on Twitter.
Yeah, I saw.
I was pretty mad. I was using some language that I usually don't use, out in like kind of public to where people can see it and stuff like that, towards Takara, because this is your MP18B, your blue streak. This is the one that Silver Streak should have been, and this is the one that we've wanted. And if I could only have one blue streak, you have this one, and then you have the original release and the Silver Streak. This is the one that I would want. And they said, well, he's going to be limited 2,000 pieces. Now, I didn't see this up for pre-order anywhere at that time, but he was first one up at Takara Tomy Mall, and then he sold out really quickly, and I was like, man, this is crap. I was really angry about it. And then it looks like Big Bad Toy Store, Toy Dojo, and the Chosen Prime are the three that I know of that secured some stock. So if you are interested in pre-ordering this guy, those are the three places that I know of right now. That
TF Source, Ages 3 and Up, they all have it.
They do it as well. So if you are any bit interested in getting this guy, go ahead and pre-order it. And if you decide that you don't want it whenever it comes out, you will not have a problem selling it. So this one is actually limited where Exhaust isn't.
Yeah, Robot Kingdom also has them, and they're expecting, I think, around an August release date.
Yeah, I think it was August or September or something like that.
Yeah.
He does look really good.
Oh, man.
Well, it would be such a missed opportunity if they didn't do it. It just wouldn't make sense.
And it's that metallic blue. Oh, man. Dude, this is the one that I wanted. Why you got these little small pictures? And we've got a couple other pictures, official stock photos from Takara Tomy Mall.
That's cool. He comes with the shoulder missiles too.
Yeah. And this is what we'll kind of get into with this Exhaust and with blue streak here, and we'll kind of get into that with one of our topics, because it's getting a little bit harder to get these things, whether you're not coming out in the United States, or this is limited to this, or this is an exclusive here, or whatever the case may be. You guys already got your pre-orders? I got mine, so I secured it. I'm happy now. All right, getting into the third-party stuff. This is from Fans Toys. They are talking about their not Dinobot Sever, or their not Snarl. First, the gold chrome on the final version of Sever will not be as rich as the test shot. Second, we will include an optional part in the next iron Diobots to cover the hole under Dino chest, and it is not parts forming. So
Yeah, I like that. The whole big old hole in his chest in dinosaur mode.
So you're gonna get that. It's one of those things. Hey, you order the other one, the next one, and then you get that. I guess if you don't order it, then you don't get it. So however that works. But, yeah, just a little bit of news update. And this is the Emerald City exclusive, and your little sound wave here. So I wanted to just show that off. It's kind of funny.
I'm definitely going to that next year.
I'm going to a couple things. I noticed there was a toy show in Dallas. It's like first Saturday every month, and there's also I think it's called. It's basically the Dallas Comic Con, and I think I'm going to go to that. So if you live in the Dallas area or you want to visit there for that, look at the Dallas Comic Con and want to meetups, whatever, contact me or my email or whatever. All right, the Iron Factory, we know that they've already come out with their, not Blaster. They're also doing this twin cast. This is going to be limited though, so I forgot how many pieces. Is it 1,000, 2,000? So if you want this is one of those things that's going to be limited. And getting into a couple of fans project things, we looked last week at Smart Robin being repainted into kind of a Sonic bomber. Well, they're also going to be coming out with another code, but they said this one's going to be G1 colors. Now, kind of look at the one that I have here. The changes that I can see. Where is that? Okay, the red waist here. And instead of kind of cream, this being black instead of red. Where's the other? The weapons, obviously, instead of the black, or instead of cream, it's black. The head being gray instead of white, and this red stripe right here. That's all that I can kind of see. He's on the shelf. He's kind of blocked, but. What do you think about this? They're saying that this one's a little bit more G1 or G1 Chrome Dome colors. So the guys, the first one, we kind of get like I want G1 colors, but I'm not buying this thing again. What do you think about them doing that? Like if they would have wanted to come out with some different colors or just reissue the original. What do you think about this? On the second run, coming out with kind of a better version, if you would. What do you guys think about that? Jaim?
I haven't really thought about it too much. I mean, it's not something I would personally collect anyway, so it doesn't really bother me too much. But it is a bit of a faux pas, I think.
Well, not just the collecting this, but I'm talking about it would you come out with Spin Out, and then you come out and that you're like, yes, this is the way that I want it to be, and I'm completely satisfied with the way that this looks, and then whatever 6 months, year later, you're like, well, you come out with one that has, I don't know what all you would change, but it's somehow you make it more G1 accurate, and it's a better version, and then you're like, well, here's this one now.
I mean, if it was me personally, I try and do something to not necessarily offend, but not really piss off people that got that first one. Make it an incentive of some sort, Add something extra accessories, or make the paint apps much more exclusive. So if you really did want to go out and get it, it'd be worth it,
I think there's a lot of things that on both sides. For one, it's nice for fans who wanted this and weren't able to get it at the time of release. We'll be able to get it again. But for us that already have this, it's kind of a slap in the face on several reasons. Just for the fact that, this is a third party, and in a way, I think they're doing their own thing. This is the Function X line, and I think that they look G1. We know obviously who the character is, but I think they should stick to their own color scheme and to make it more their own. But so we don't have to go back and buy this thing again, which is just like a pain. But on the other hand, it does look nice, and I guess Code is going for decent amount of money on the secondary market. So I guess this is the time to sell that. But I wish that Fans Project would release all of the headmasters, because there's not that many of them. Okay, we're not talking like an entire 84 series. We're talking just a small number of figures. Release all of them, then go back and give us all these repaints. And then I think that would be a little bit better, because now it's like, okay, we got Mind Wipe, but now we're going backwards to Code. To Chrome Dome. When are we going further down the road with Skull Cruncher, Hardhead, Highbrow, all these other characters? It makes you wonder.
The whole thing of coming out later down the line, I have no problem coming out with you want to reissue it, because this guy is going for quite a bit of money on, the secondary market on eBay and whatever. But, to give the fans the opportunity to get this guy, I'm all for that. The problem I have is, and I would think that, as a fan, the back of my mind is whenever you come out with your Skull Cruncher, and I'm just kind of looking at it, and I'm like, or even, my Mind Wipe, and I look at it and I'm like, you know what? That's pretty accurate, but it's not completely G1 accurate. And I see what they just did with Code, so you know what? I'm not going to buy the first run. I'll wait until they reissue it and come out with another one or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's one of those things. Even Weird Wolf is the perfect example. His yellow is a little bit too, I guess, bright or light, to where Weird Wolf is a little bit darker, the original G1, than Quadruple U, the one that they came out with. So if they later came out with Quadruple U and a little bit darker yellow and maybe changed a couple things up or whatever, made him a little bit more G1 accurate, then I would be like, you know what, I'll just wait for the second release. And then that's going to hurt them as well, because people aren't buying the first release. They're just waiting for the second one.
Yeah, I think it was kind of a bad move on Fans Project. Just, yeah, I mean, we're all going to have that in the back of our head now. Okay, especially if they do, Brainstorm next or Quadruple U, because Quadruple U, actually, out of all of them, is going for the most amount of money, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just okay, I'm not going to pick up Highbrow. I'm going to wait. I'm just going to wait it out. And then what are you going to do as far as Fans Project? Not do it now. So it's really not really kosher for the fan. If you want to support your fandom and you want to build it more by doing this kind of stuff, even though it looks good, I like that figure. I mean, it looks fantastic. But
I like it.
Who else is doing a Chrome Dome? We got was it TFC Toys, or who else is doing?
No,
Make Toys.
Make Toys.
Yeah, Make Toys. So.
Yeah, so they're doing theirs as well. So. All right, getting into some more Fans Project stuff. Now, this isn't a repaint. This is a totally different character. You had Quick Switch that came out with first, which was what they call a Mad Law. This is Six Knight. So this was from your Japanese series, the Super God Master Force. So totally different character. So this repaint makes complete sense.
Yeah.
If I was to get one, it would be 6'9". So.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to get that, regardless.
Looking at him in these colors, I didn't like Mad Law, but now that I see him in these colors, I'm like, I'm very tempted.
Yeah, I'll pick him up. I mean, I don't like all of his alt modes, but I mean, if you're familiar with the G1 quick switch 6-night mold,
it wasn't
horrible.
as good as the 6-shot. Yeah, it wasn't as good as the 6-shot mold.
Yeah.
So.
And this looks fantastic as far as at least the how I would display it, which would be in robot mode.
Yes. Drill tank. So this is something that's kind of on my radar now, where it wasn't before. I knew that they said a while back they were coming out with a 6-night color version, and that's why I was like, man, I have no interest in Mad Law. But I was like, let me see what this finally looks like, and yeah, it's definitely piqued my interest.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this is Toy World. What are they calling him? Corlock.
Yeah, I love that.
And you recently were kind of on the fence. Do you want to go with Toy Worlds, or do you want to go with Fans Project Dinobots? And you decided to go with the Fans Project. We do have some more Fans Project news a little bit later for the Dinobots, but
It looks good. I'm not going to deny it. And if you like that G1 style and you want articulation, it looks fantastic, and also it can combine. I like the amount of chrome.
oh yeah, it's nice chrome in there.
But yeah, Fans Project was a little bit more for my taste.
What'd you say, Omni?
I said it does look very nice.
But see, I have a G1 Grimlock, so I don't really need another one that has more articulation because I have the Masterpiece. So,
Yeah.
like, I don't know. The weapons look better. I'll say that. I mean, I wasn't a big fan of their weapons. So I'm glad that they fixed that in a way.
There's a, it's not a masterpiece, so, I mean, you do have some hollowness, down here and stuff like that in the legs. That was the only thing that I saw that maybe it could have had some kind of improvement, but otherwise, yeah, it looks really good. There's a lot of nice detail in here. You see all the different colors, the chrome. It really hides, kind of on the back you saw, like a waist piece right here for its combine mode, but for the most part, it hides it really well. So, anytime you do the combiner stuff, it's part of the engineering is how well can you hide that combine mode part.
It's tricky.
It's beyond my talent, so.
Does look good though, really. But Fans Project's mine, and then I can't wait for Planet X's Vulcan. That's gonna be cool. But yeah, that looks good.
Oh, more chrome.
I can't, especially since Transformers Animated did their Grimlock, I can't, well, not that I can't, I just don't like any robot mode of the T-Rex that is not accurate to, a real T-Rex. Do you know what I mean? It's like I really like the Transformers Animated Grimlock because the proportions and its stature are just so good. I wish someone would do like a hybrid. Here I am sitting. I wish someone would do that. And I'm not doing a Grimlock, by the way.
Correct.
Now, Omni, people, anytime, like if you're looking at stuff and you're like, you know what, I really like something like that by a third party, they're going to hang on to every little word that you say, so you gotta make sure that you put that disclosure in there, like whether this is a hint or cough or no, I'm
I
not
guess
doing this.
I'm doing a 1 to 20,000 scale Unicron. Yeah.
Now here's the Apollyon, and this is something that you said that you liked as well, correct?
Yeah. This tickles all of my bits. It looks. I read somewhere someone was complaining about his diapers. And I'm like, did you not see the G1 cartoon where he had this massive robotic diapers on? So that's pretty show accurate.
I believe this orange cap is removable as well, so. Well, that looks good, with him. I mean, Megatron's maybe a hair taller, but it's the width that makes him a little bit more. I mean, because he was supposed to be bigger than Optimus. I don't get into the whole semi-trucking gun, but let's as far as robot, he was a gladiator, and he's supposed to be one of those powerful robots. So I like him having a little bit more bulk to him.
There's a picture of him where he's twisted at the waist a bit, like 1 foot forward, and that just looks so good. It's a really cool pose. Look at that.
Alright, look at that one. Yeah, we already looked at that one. And his gun mode all assembled. The fact that you get all this is the thing that kind of, I like. That it's not some separate add-on. You get all this extra stuff, the stock and silencer and everything. That's what sells it for me. It's another one that I've got my eye on. So.
Have you pre-ordered one?
Not yet. I've got my money tied up into a lot of different stuff, and I'm ready to buy exhaust right now, or sound blaster, or I've got somebody to do some stuff, but haven't decided where it's going. All right, and good news for Jaim, because he had picked up the Diaclone style versions of the first 2 Dinobots from Fans Project, and they were coming out with Volar, I believe is what his name is here.
Yeah.
He's going to he was going to have the red chest, but he's also going to include the blue chest that you see here. So you're not going to have to track down some exclusive. You can just buy him the way that he is, Jaim, and you're going to get
the exclusive. I want the exclusive. That's what I want.
So you want to come out with an exclusive, because like the regular version is going to be come with this chest. You just switch out the chest.
Doesn't matter. The exclusive is going to be TFCon, and since they're doing 2 shows again, so we're going to get this guy probably in the Toronto one, and then we'll end up getting their not Grimlock in the next one. But I do like the fact that we're getting the blue chest. We're also getting the Fix, a new waist piece for Clumpio. So if you have one that has the loose joints, you can switch that out also. But it doesn't come with a little more of that chrome, and it doesn't come with a little driver. That is the exclusive also, part of the exclusive. So,
yeah.
Granted, I wouldn't mind picking this up, but I do want the exclusive. So, yeah. I don't really care for the Weapon Master, Target Master gimmick.
No. Then looking at Mastermade, their Titan Metroplex here. That's a little SD, or I guess a good size SD Metroplex here.
These are the same guys as the SDF-1, right?
The SD what?
SDF-1, yeah. I believe so. Yes, they are.
Okay. I really dig that. This looks cool too.
And I wanted to kind of show this off because now, for the first time, we kind of see that they've got all these. I don't know if these are stickers or tamper-graphed on there, but this is the first time we kind of see him all like a little stickered up, or those little extra details up close. So it looks really cool. And from Bullforms, they released the color test shot. So this is still test shot, colored up now. You can see what it looks like here. So, and also released this image. Again, this is the uncolored test shot, and the image that was released previous didn't have the waist piece. This one does have the waist piece, so you can kind of see it right there. And from X-Transbot, they're coming out with their Scourge or Sweep figures. Now, they're also going to have a Target Master with that as well, and now we can finally kind of get a look at their Target Master.
Is that Fracas?
Yeah, that's what his name was, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Actually, a pretty decent size.
Yeah, a lot better than what we got with Hasbro Rodimus Firebolt, whatever his name is.
Yeah, mine has like 2 right thighs, so I can't even transform. And play with this too. Their painted prototype here, Desolator. I believe this one's Desolator, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. But we'll kind of skim through these. You can kind of see the paint detail that you're going to get. So you see like the red eyes, some gray around there, the white, the bone color. So there's quite a few colors that they made with this guy. So this isn't final. This, like I said, this is painted prototype to give you guys an idea.
Looks
That's
really
full
good.
scale. Yeah. So if you're interested in this, this ends tomorrow.
These are the ex-Hasbro guys, right?
Yes.
It's funny, I was watching Transformers Prime Season 1, and I was watching some of the extras on the toys, and there's Rick Alvarez, and all of them on there talking about Hasbro and what they do, and I'm like, wow, that's just kind of weird. Aaron Archer and everyone. These do look really nice. I mean, just being an homage to the characters from Super God Master Force, but if you collect the Masters of the Universe classics, they fit in really well. Just sheer look and everything else.
I think that kind of gives you a pretty good look at them. Kind of go a little bit faster here. There's quite a few pictures. Superposable, you can interchange these, so swap them out with other ones. You can do the same with the little tech drone guys as well. And you can see they kind of transform there. That's basically the same way that the Pretenders did. Just fold the legs around and move the arms.
And we complain about one steps now.
And getting into the third-party add-ons, Perfect Effects, Superion, and also Minosaur add-on. And like you can kind of see here, the head, this is just one head. You pull it down and spin it around, or open this and spin it around, whatever the case may be. And that's also going to come with the shield, and then will fit in the middle for him. The hands and the feet are a separate add-on. Me personally, I'm going to wait for them to come out with white ones. So I don't want the black. And same thing for Minosaur, you have two separate add-ons. So you've got a centerpiece for a sword, the waist area, whatever, and a different head. And then you have the hands. So you've got this little waist area, head, and a centerpiece for the sword to make it longer. And then on a separate add-on, you have the purple hands and feet that will come together. And if you still have your third-party fans project M3 Intimidator, I think it's DMY that has their little add-on set. So you have the extra wheel, make them look a little bit more G1 accurate. You added a spoiler here. There's some little fillers here and here. Then there's also fillers in right here, I think, as well. So you can kind of see some of those things there. Okay, I think it's right there. They gave him different feet too.
Slightly beefier.
Yeah, the feet that it originally came with, man, those suckers popped off all the time. Trying to shove it in there the way the transformation worked. And Dr. Wu, the gun that we showed you last week, they are going to be coming out with quite a few of them. So these are still just 3D renders. How many different colors and stuff they actually come out with, I guess we'll see in the future. But that is it for Transformer news. We do have topics, but before we get into that, Jaim,
what's up?
Clear us up, man. Comments and whatnot.
Well, we have a question, but it relates to the topic, so kind of wait on that. TMA states Omnigonix should also consider a burgundy spinout with a bug-like head, so we have a G1 version of the Age of Extinction Stinger.
That's a good idea. I'm not sure it fits into our schedule, but there have been many ideas that I've had personally, which is G1ifying. Is that a word? G1ifying certain characters that may not necessarily have appeared in G1. And a lot of people I've spoken to are kind of either yes 100% or no 100%.
Give us a lug nut. Give us a lug nut. G1 lug nut, that would be cool.
Yeah.
But that's it. There's no other stuff in there. The question relates to the topic.
Okay.
Josh, so.
Okay, yeah, the Star Saber one. Okay, I see,
Yeah.
I see what you're talking about. So, all right, again, if you guys have any questions or topics that you want to hear us discuss or answer, then make sure you put questions, capital letters, in the beginning, and then chat or type out the rest of your question, whatever it is, in the chat, and we'll get to them sometime, before the end of the video. First thing that I wanted to kind of bring up, Daltonian's TS. Getting a lot of mentions on this video, so yeah, he put on Twitter could the Combiner War figures be made to become Brain Masters? And I think because he was kind of looking at, we look at this centerpiece. I've got a drag strip right here. Obviously you take the head off, and this whole combiner port is what he was talking about, to where you don't have the whole combiner feature anymore. So you're basically just getting to repaint a new character and a gimmick. So instead of the combiner thing, you take that out, but it's now to where you can have a little dude in there. Like the Brain Masters. Do you think that that's something that they could implement that into? Would that be too much as far as engineering cost? Good idea? Are there enough characters to do it? What would you kind of like to see? Do you think it's possible?
Is that aimed at me?
That's aimed at whoever wants to go. I know, Jaim, you own quite a few of the Brain Masters, so.
I own them all.
Okay.
I think it's a good idea.
What?
I think it's a good idea. I mean, if you think about, you wouldn't have to really change any of the mold for the existing parts if you remove just the combiner port section, which I assume would be pretty standard on all of the combining limbs. I haven't actually gotten my hands on any of them and inspected it, but I would assume that would be on a separate production part anyway. So just not include that. And it looks like there's plenty of room to play with and contort a dude to fit in there. Why not? It's a cool idea.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, anytime that we can get a Japanese character released here in the United States, I'm all for it. But I don't see Hasbro wanting to tackle that gimmick. And, I mean, why stop with Brain Masters? You have the breast formers that, you have Bizarres and you have Laokai. So you could take that chest cavity and you could actually implement some type of, like we got with Transformers Prime Soundwave, one of their breast formers that can actually attach onto them and make them look a little more fuller or whatnot, but then also transform into their animal form, into their gun and all that type of stuff too. On top of being able to combine, let's say, into Laokaiser. I'm all for that. I would love to see that, but I would rather have them do all of the G1, Hasbro combiners, and then start tweaking it, making it into something else. So we know we're going to get a ton of repaints out of all of, or we're going to get those molds redone several times. The Combiner Wars, but yeah.
Yeah, because it kind of looks like the only thing that you'd have to change, you're taking away the combiner gimmick part of it, but with doing, the Brain Masters is just kind of have some kind of flap that opens up, and there's the head, and just like a little elevator, you put them in there, and then it pushes his head up, and you've got that little gimmick, and you can open that flap, you see the little guy in there, and I think that that's actually a really good idea. If they would do something like that, as a thing, though.
Yeah.
Now, like James said, I'd rather, still give me all the combiners, all the G1 combiners, and I'd like the Japanese combiners as well. But, give me all those, and then let's start to kind of explore into, what all else can we do? Because they said they are going to bring this Combiner Wars into 2016 as well. So this is going to be a 2-year plan, and we already know of 4. Devastator is a Titan, but as far as the regular ones, we have 3. So,
do you think they'll get around to doing? I mean, Optimus Prime as the core, that was a bit surprising. So, do you think they'll get around to doing like Mirage and whoever else wants to be a non-combiner as a combiner?
Yeah, that's wave. Is that wave 4?
Yeah, the one with Ironhide and Prowl, I think, and are they doing Sunstreaker? I think.
So your wave 3 are the Protectobots, and then your wave 4 are the, other guys that repaints that can connect with Optimus Prime to make some kind of I completely
have that out of the loop, but that's cool.
Anything else before we move on to the next thing?
No, not really. I mean,
all right. Get into something that I want to kind of discuss, and we're going to be talking Masterpiece here. So Star Saber coming out. He was the #1 seller on the Japanese retailers Toyness sales charts. So, who are some of the possible characters for the next fan vote, do you think? We know that as far as some of the top ones, you had Star Saber that won. You also had, I think it was Optimus Primal. You had Jinrai from Super God Master Force, and then you had Armada Optimus Prime. Were kind of like the top, four or whatever there. Now, I'm not talking about with the top 10 list to, let's put everyone that came in there, let's put it up there and see what votes. There's no reason in putting whatever 5 through 10 was, just because it was just like the gap between 4 and 5 was just huge. It was those 4 characters that were getting voted on. So just take those off. What are some of the other characters that you think should be added? Victory Leo, we're just going to say, just give that to us. But, some other characters. Desaurus?
Desaurus would be nice. I still think that they should keep Diatlas on there. I think Diatlas was actually on the list with Star Saber. Because I would love to just get at least bare minimum the Supreme Commanders. So, I mean, obviously we're not going to get a Fortress Maximus, so Fortress. But we got Star Saber, give us a God Jinrai, give us a Diatlas, or just give us some, Decepticons, Desaurus, Overlord. Even a triple changer of some sort, throw that in there. Or even a Mega Pretender, Thunderwing, Blue Bacchus, Black Shadow.
Oh, yeah.
Someone like that.
That'd be awesome. Because we are talking, Takari here, so this is a Japanese, Japan vote thing. I don't want it to be wasted on something that, Hasbro might, or you might get on a regular kind of release thing. That this needs to be something that it comes with some gimmicks.
Mm-hmm.
Because we saw that in Star Saber that we've got the most kind of gimmicks from any Masterpiece release thus far. It's big, it's grand. Like it would have to be like a Super Jinrai or a
Star Cowboy.
Or something like that, to where you get the little breast formers and stuff like that. I want those little extra gimmicks that you would get with them, and something that is well known in Japan. Like you said, Black Shadow and Blue Brachus. So those would be 2 that I'd really want, because those are even hard to obtain, here in the States, or not in the States, but as far as the G1s, they're hard to obtain.
Yeah, I mean, but you also have to throw in others from other, continuities and series too. So you'd have to have some, maybe Dinobot or Beast, Wars Megatron, just to throw that out there. I would love to see a Galaxy Convoy from Galaxy Force. That is still one of my top, favorite Optimus Prime figures ever released. There's other characters too, I'm sure they could throw in there. I mean, Armada Optimus was what, number 2 behind Star Saber? And
I think he was number 2, and then it was Jinrai number 3, and then Optimus Primal maybe 4 or something.
Or Fire Convoy from RID or Car Robots, that would be nice. Lyle Convoy, Big Convoy, staying with at least the leaders, I would be down for.
Jaim, I want him on G1, man.
I know, but Transformers is not just about G1. It's about everything.
Yes, what? It is! Bangs the desk.
So. Sorry.
I'm not too familiar with the... I mean, I know sort of some of the characters in the post, Transformers in Japan sort of stuff. A lot of them... I don't have any sort of nostalgic attachment to, because I didn't see him when I was little. And I guess some of the design choices, like Star Saber for me, it really doesn't push any buttons for me. I'm sorry. I apologize very much to all those fans out there. Sorry, I was just shooing away my son there. Where was I? And I just think some of them, the designs are just, yeah. I mean, it's fine for other people to like them. I personally don't like them. I prefer. There's just something about the G1 aesthetic, the blockiness, the relative simplicity to them, but very heroic proportions that I think are just really cool. Like, I mean, my favorite MPs are probably Optimus Prime and Soundwave, just because they're basically blocks, but they look really cool. Well, I'm going off on a tangent. Let's refocus. What was the question? What was the?
As far as the next.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And vote. What are some of the possible characters that you'd like to see on it, or you think that would be good for it?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't like any. Personally, I wouldn't like any of the sort of obscure Japanese stuff or the leaders, but I'd like to see just more Decepticons, really. And they, as unrealistic as it may be for them to work on 5 figures simultaneously, I'd really like to see some sort of combiner officially, and make it a Decepticon, so at least you can fill the ranks a little bit. It'd be really cool to see a Menasor, with all these sort of limbs matching the Autobots and sizes, and with all that bulk he's got to him, Motormaster could be MP10 size, more or less, in vehicle mode. That'd be really cool. As much as cool as the Constructicons are, I think they've been done to death. I'd like to see some of the other dudes, but more just Decepticons to fill the ranks, I think.
Got a couple of things on here. It seems one of them was asking about repaints of Starsaber, and a lot of people are saying a black Starsaber is what they'd like to see.
Yeah, that's from the Robot Masters. Which it would be kind of cool, but I don't know. But why not? What else can you do with the mold?
Yeah, I would want to. I'd buy that. Shellformer says, "Wonder if there'll ever be a third-party Death Cobra." Dude, I'd buy it.
Yeah, it would be cool, but
just to finally have one.
Yeah, but you need the rest of the team,
though.
One. Yeah. You need the rest of the team. I mean, it would just kind of be what scale? Like from G1? That would be cool if they actually could engineer it so you could utilize it with the, Lau Kaiser somehow. Having an extra arm, like becoming the arm that Hellbat was, took the place of.
Shellformer's question to Omni: will there be a red repaint of Omnigonix spin out, or maybe even a police car colorway? Yes, or I guess you could say that, but we addressed that earlier.
Yeah. I mean, the images has been out there for a fair number of months. Do people not Google?
As long as you don't do a Skittles version of just all of the colors of the rainbow of spin out. Like Hasbro did with all the Dinobots and stuff.
Yeah, it says, retro Death Cobra. All right, and the last little thing here, the trials of being a masterpiece collector. Just because it's getting a little bit harder, just with certain things being exclusives, or them being limited. It makes it a little bit harder to collect and to kind of get a little bit, get everything, and also you kind of run into the problem with exhaust where you just can't order it and you got to try to get it some other secondary way. You think that intimidates, some of the newer collectors? I know that we had Collection Spotlight. We had James Rich on, and he's only been collecting about 3 or 4 months. I think he's picked up like 4 masterpiece figures so far, and the ones that he's got, you can kind of pick up anywhere, but whenever he starts to see some of these other ones that are like, well, this is limited to 2,000 pieces, and then it's like if you're not paying attention to social media for that 4 hours, that they're like announce it, then you might be out of luck.
you should try collecting some of the Macross toys, because that, you can feel the internet slow down as everyone's hitting F5, and they can literally, on certain releases, it can pop up for a millisecond on the retailer's website, and then it's gone, and then you've missed your opportunity, or you get carjacked, and it sucks. I hate that.
But Jim, you're able to get exhaust, but like myself, I was talking to you about it, that I'm willing to pay a little bit more, but I'm not going to pay these ridiculous amounts of money that a lot of people are asking. I'm just going to kind of wait for it to kind of settle down, and then get one for a price that I think is reasonable. But then you have the blue streak here. It's limited to 2,000 pieces, and not everyone's that wants one is going to be able to get one. So that's a problem right there. I mean, there's been other exclusive things as well. The Tiger Track, was, I think, a little bit limited as well.
Eva Prime, Bathing Ape.
Yes, those. Jesus, and those also being extremely expensive, like $300 stuff, and then they sell out really quick. They go on eBay, and they're like $500-600, or actually they're more than that. Like, I've seen some go like almost $1,000.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
And I want those. I don't want to buy the KOs. I want the real deal. But it makes it really hard for a collector, and because the KOs are out there, they're releasing cheaper versions. I only KO that I do have is we have Goldie. We have the gold sideswipe. That's because Hasbro's car's never making a gold colored sideswipe, and that's the reason we bought it. But we want all authentic. But sometimes they're making it way too difficult for us masterpiece collectors to get the Eva Prime, which is they're done with it. Or the Bathing Ape, like you said.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard because we're both masterpiece collectors, but you have to understand the whole collecting of masterpiece. It's for the adult collector, so you should already expect that you're going to be paying some higher priced items. And being in the Transformers collecting world anyways, whether you're looking at third party, whether you're looking at old school G1 stuff, it's already an expensive hobby. And at least it's nice with the masterpiece figures that they don't blitz us with, all these in the same month and stuff. It's spread out usually, and we're not like surprised at times. Like Blue Streak, yes, but it's not coming out until around August, September, or anything. So you have your time to get your pre-order and stuff like that, and have it sitting there. But yeah, when you get to when you're kind of on the fence about something, like I don't know if I want to buy that, and then it's Eva Prime, I don't want to spend that $300. Then you don't, and then you look back, oh, I have the $300 now, and you go back and it's sold out, and now it's going for $500, and now you're pretty much SOL. Unless you're willing to make that commitment and spend that money, it does. It really does suck. It's like you really do at the time got to commit. If you want to be a completist, you just have to keep the pre-order and you just have to make do. It seems like. I mean, Bathing Ape is another one because that thing skyrocketed up to 1,000 and it's not going down. It's going to keep climbing probably to 1,200. And now you have to be careful if you're going to be willing to spend that money because now there's a knockoff out. So you have to wonder, okay, I need to do my homework because I'm not going to be spending no $1,200 on a knockoff when you can get one for just a fraction of that amount of money.
Yeah, the knockoff I think it's like 130 or something like that. So.
Yeah. And it's like with exhaust, is it worth that price that's out there right now in the secondary market? Hell no. I wouldn't be paying more than I paid $100 for one, and I was willing to pay that, but I'm not willing to pay more than that. It's not worth it to have that in my collection at that $150 to $200 price point where I could just turn around and buy something a little bit better, or if I didn't have Star Saber already, I would rather buy Star Saber than an exhaust. And it's one of those questions that all collectors have. Can you do it? Can you put the money aside? Do you want to do it? Do you want to commit? And it's up to the individual collector. I mean, for me, I decided why not. I can give away my firstborn. Sorry, boy, but I need the Masterpiece line. So, you know.
Now, yeah, they do give you a little bit of time with these, kind of first release of these things. But whenever they come out with their re-releases, and they have said that they're going to be coming out with re-releases of some stuff.
Yeah.
So, but those are just kind of blitzed. It's like, oh, this is up, and you're like, okay. So you, as a Masterpiece collector, you've got to have the money in there if there's some backtracking you need to do.
Don't forget Hasbro either. I mean, you have to have that money on hand too. If all of a sudden your Toys R Us gets the Hasbro, like let's say Soundwave back in the day, you got to fork out that $100 some odd to get it, or it's gone.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And it's gonna be that way with MP11 Starscream. Whenever they release him, yeah, he's gonna be gone quick. Especially if they're putting him at a $79 price point. I might buy. I probably will. I might have two of them. I'll have one in jet mode because I'll get a stand. So, you'll get that $79, and that way I can put one in jet mode. I can have one in, his coordination outfit and stuff like that. And that's one of those things that as soon as it sells out, man, that thing is going to probably be at least $130. Because you have the Takara one that's still $200. And as soon as it sells out from its reissue or whatever, or being restocked, it'll jump up in price again.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of the way that it works. Is whenever they sell out, then the prices start to rise. They come out with some reissues, then they drop back down. People get, they're back to reality, and then those sell out. Then they're like, oh, we can start marking these things back up, and people will pay it. So it just kind of sucks. I got really frustrated because I was like, man, I missed out on Exhaust, and it was 2 in a row, and then here's Blue Streak, and it's limited to 2,000 pieces. I'm on the Takara website trying to order, and it's like enter your address, and like I can only select all these Japanese cities, and I'm like, no. I was just cursing at the computer, and I was like, here's another one. I mean, that's Eva. That's Bathing Ape. That was another one that was, just a kind of not only was it limited, but it was like exclusive as well. Like those things, they didn't pop up on, TF Source Big Bad Toy Store. The Eva did, but not the Bathing Ape. I was just an idiot with the Eva Prime because I had the money just sitting there, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna wait and see who gets this thing first, and I'm just gonna buy it outright from them. I'm not gonna pre-order it. Well, then, right before they got them in stock, like just a couple of days, I was like, pre-order sold out. I'm like, oh, okay, well, let me go pre-order this thing. Then it's pre-order sold out, pre-order sold out. Everybody sold out of their pre-orders, and then there I am, just with my money, nothing.
Yeah.
Josh?
Omni,
you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I was just saying, would you consider the knockoff version of the Eva Prime?
I've actually been considering looking at getting the KO Eva and also Bathing Ape Prime, just because I'm not paying $1,000 for them. It's just way too much.
Yeah, of course.
I'm thinking about getting the knockoff Shattered Glass Prime, just because I don't think BotCon's gonna release an MP10 Shattered Glass Optimus anytime soon. That thing looks pretty good, but even we've beaten this like a dead horse, but it goes back to MP11 Skywarp. We finally got that version, $199, and I think there's still some pre-orders out there.
$220 now.
Yeah, $229 at Big Bad Toy Store. And it's like, that's more money than Ultra Magnus and all this, and it's still, it's not a fixed mold, but it's like, do you want Skywarp? And that's the other thing too, being a masterpiece collector, you have that fear, like we kind of talked about with the Fans Project Code. Do I pick up the Takara version, or do I hope that Hasbro down the road will release it as a Toys R Us exclusive? And I'm hoping that they're going to do that with Skywarp, so we're not going to be stuck with a $199, $200 plus Seeker just so I can have the original 3. And that's something also to consider. We do have the Hasbro Asia re-releases, so that was pretty cool for MP10, but that thing sold out pretty good. And now we're getting the Takara MP10 back, so there's hope down the road that we'll start getting these sold out figures for the newer fans that are coming into collecting the Masterpiece line to get, but still, it is difficult and it's an expensive line to collect.
Skywarp's one of those things where it's a faith thing, and I just have faith that probably in 2016 we'll get some kind of Hasbro release of it, and that's what I'm banking on. Like, I had people tell me they're like, no, they'll never get a Hasbro release of this, never. I'm like, well, I've heard that before.
Yeah.
The same person told me that about I think it was Soundwave and Sunstorm as well, and look what happened. So, it's one of those things that I have faith in. Ultra Magnus, that's one that you kind of have faith that they're going to get a Hasbro release as well. So
yeah, he'll be back for sure.
Yeah. Bumblebee is another one too. He's too iconic of a character to not bring back that version. Whether he comes with maybe the exosuit, Daniel Spike thing, but that Bumblebee will be back, and probably as a Toys R Us exclusive.
Yeah, they're basically, I think, did they do something Hasbro with Toys R Us where they're just like, hey, anytime we do the Masterpiece Hasbro, they'll just all be Toys R Us exclusives, because they used to do Target, Toys R Us, Walmart, and now it looks like they're all just always Toys R Us.
Yeah.
I didn't know if they maybe signed some kind of exclusive deal or something. So
probably. Who knows? Do you want to dive into Tuala's question?
Oh, what is it?
With the release of Masterpiece Star Saber, do you think that Takara or third parties will start diving more into the Japanese characters as far as the Masterpiece line?
Yeah, I mean, well, we kind of already start to see that with some of the third parties. When they, if you're talking about Fans Project, they're doing their 6 night, and they said they plan on coming out with the rest of the headmasters. I hadn't seen one since Sigma L, but they're doing a Dino King combiner as well. I'm really curious to see what that looks like. And turns out, as far as Masterpiece, that one's a little bit harder. That's one of those things to where if it's kind of an exclusive Japanese character, I think that it's going to have to be one of those Takara fan voted things. And that's what we kind of got into. I don't know. What do you guys think?
That's going to suck.
It's really hard to gauge that sort of thing. It's almost a leap of faith. I mean, do you invest all that time and money to produce a figure that everyone will be like, meh? Well, who's this guy? I don't care about this guy unless it's, I personally think it's kind of hard. Yeah, and that's only based on my perception of things that I think are popular, which is completely different to yours and the thousands of other fans that are out there. That's why you see so many Dinobots, because everyone likes robot dinosaurs, and so everyone's trying to get on that. Not that I'm knocking it. I think it's really cool to have a big selection to pick from. But sometimes it's just safer being, staying with the stuff that's known to be popular. It's too risky.
Yeah, that's why I think it'd have to be a Takara fan voted thing, because even whenever we mention Death Cobra, some people are probably like, who the heck is that? Because you didn't get your toy. I don't know if he came out with some kind of maybe Generations or something like that, made from a Bayformer, I think, maybe. I think they did something like that. But as far as original G1, you never got that toy. And if you don't remember, I mean, he's in one episode for like not even half of it.
No, I have no idea who it is.
Oh well, he was going to be part of, I guess, a little spoiler here, but 25-year-old spoiler here, but he was going to be one of the parts of Lyle Kaiser,
Right.
and then it was it Hellbat that was he was going to take Hellbat's spot or something like that, and so Hellbat killed him and then blamed it on the Autobots, on Gene.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Lyle Kaiser, they freed everyone so they could Guy Hawk and all that, but they couldn't trust Hellbat, and so Leo Zach said, "I have a solution. I have a buddy of mine that's coming in who will be the sixth member, because everyone in the group hates Hellbat anyways."
He's like the Starscream kind of.
Yeah. And so Death Cobra comes in, and Hellbat decides to go out there and meet him and say, "Hey, we don't need you. Go away." And he's like, "No, you can stick it. Leo Zach told me to show up and all this." And he inadvertently shoots him, and his one shot that he does shoot him, he ends up killing him, which is absolutely hilarious. But at the same time, Holy and Jan
Probably
and
better
everyone
off without him. He died that quickly. But.
show up, and Hellbat goes and tells Leo Zach that Death Crow was gone because the Cybertrons killed him, and that makes them go ballistic, and they, we finally see the combination mode of Lyle Kaiser.
Okay.
So, we got anything else? We do have 30 live viewers. Thanks for watching live, guys, or whenever you guys do watch in video form. But anything else we need to clear up? I mean, we've been going on for about 2 hours and maybe 10 minutes here. I forgot. I know we started a little bit late, but you do have Aftercast here in like 40 minutes. So.
Yeah, I need to eat some. Yeah. I'm running through the chat right now, seeing if there's any questions. We answered that question from Steve Cass. What type of repaints or exclusives are we expecting or predicting from the Masterpiece Starsaber? Which we said just like maybe a black version.
Yeah. Omniwise looking for the next question. You want to go ahead and tell people where they can find you if they want to follow your work and maybe future updates?
Sure. If you need to contact me for whatever reason, to vent mostly, it's omnigonix@gmail.com, and you can also find me on Facebook. Yes, just search for Omnigonix, and there I'll be.
All right, and you can find me, G1Hextron, on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and my Facebook page is the G1Hextron. Everything we took a look at today is located on that Facebook page. Jaim, any other questions?
No, there's nothing else.
Okay. Jaim, you want to go ahead and sign yourself out and tell them about the shows?
Yeah, I'm Victory Saber 77. Find me Twitter and YouTube, and we do have the Aftercast coming up here in the next 40 minutes on my channel. It's just a bunch of Transformers fans talking about anything and everything. It starts at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. We do have the eBay show, which is on G1 Hextron's channel. It airs once a month. It's 10 a.m. Central Standard Time on Thursday. And remember, we have the collection spotlight. So if you want your collection spotlighted on the show, on the Cybercast, just email Josh at g1hextron@gmail.com and submit your pictures to him. Keep them between 10 to 20 pictures, and also give him whatever you want us to identify you as on the show, whether it's your real name, alias, all that type of stuff. And that's it, I think.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys in 40 minutes on Victory Saber 77's channel. So later, guys. Peace, and here's to maybe 100 more episodes. So later.
Hey, happy 100th episode. Thanks for having me on.